Welcome to another edition of the Tiger Men's Basketball Report. I'm your host, Spiro Marigas, along with the head coach of the Tigers, Pat Scarry. And coach, the Tigers traveled to South Dakota, a state that they had never played in before, taking on the South Dakota State Jackrabbits, a team Towson had never played before, and a very good basketball team that had lost a couple of tight games. And defensively, you guys played well, just couldn't get anything going on the offensive end.
No, and some of that had to do with them. They had thought they game planned for us. They were in tight. We didn't have a good night scoring the ball at the rim or from three. We ended up probably taking more threes than normal. But they're good. They're good. I thought we did a really good job of guarding the three-point shot. They were 7th in the country coming into the game. A couple of their guys hurt us around the rim. But good test for our guys. We didn't pass it, but it was a good test for our guys in the Pentagon with a pretty good crowd, good noise. I'm the guy that put this schedule together, so we're certainly challenging our guys.
You look at the stats that a lot of the stats that I know you look at. 1 turnovers, you had probably a little more than you wanted.
We did, not in the second half. We did early. I thought we kind of fumbled some open court plays, yeah.
You out-rebounded them, which is what you like. You went to the foul line more than they did. So some of those stats were good. Again, just unable to, the one stat you've been harping on that hasn't come true is making 60% from 8 feet and in, and you guys have not been able to manage that.
No, we were about half of that on the other night, so we've got to correct that. This group is working at it. We've just got to play better offensively. Better spacing, the pace of our cuts, the forcefulness of our screens, our post-up. We just got to do a better job with that. We did do a better job on the glass. I think the second half we got 50-something% of our misses. That's obviously been something we're doing a really good job of. So there are some things we liked. Like I said, they forced us into a lot of threes. I think we're 7 for 27. I don't mind us shooting threes. I think we have some guys that can make them. Sometimes it's just got to get that first one to go down so we can kind of get in a little bit of rhythm. But great day of practice today, and not surprising. It's been a good group like that. So we got a handful of these games left in the non-conference. Very tough one on Wednesday night, and it's another measuring stick for us.
And it is. 2 games this week, one at TU Arena, one just down the road in Catonsville against UMBC. Let's start with the Wednesday night matchup against the Minutemen. They come in at 4-1, but they played every game at home. This will be their first road game of the season. And a lot of transfers doing a lot of damage for them, led by Josh Cohen, a transfer from St. Francis. Yeah,
Frank Martin's a Final Four coach. I really appreciate that they would come down here. We've struggled to get teams from bigger conferences to play here, especially regionally. They haven't done it, and Frank was good enough to do that. He's an old friend, obviously. Him and Steve go back from South Carolina, so he was good enough to do that. And he's got a good team. Josh Cohen's a terrific post scorer. If you like basketball, they got a kid, Matt Cross, who was there last year, good player, top 50 recruit who played at Miami and Louisville.
Right.
And he's a really, really good player. As good of foreman as we'll see this year. And then the kid, Rasul Diggins from UConn, can really, really score the ball. So, they're going to be good. They got to take care of the ball. I've said that a lot with this group, but they're top 30 in the country or top 20 in the country in forcing turnovers, I think. Maybe even better. But they're also a great offensive rebounding team. So you're playing against a Frank Martin team. It's like going to a street fight.
And they're going to have revenge on their mind because you guys beat them up pretty good up in Amherst last year.
Well, I hope not. I feel like in college basketball these days, no one has revenge. Your teams change so much from year to year that nobody remembers any of that stuff. They're good. They're in the Atlantic 10. They're extremely well coached, and like I said, they play incredibly hard and aggressive, especially on the defensive end of the floor. So our ball security, our ball toughness, our spacing has to be more consistent than it's been. Our guys are aware of that. And like I said, they're excited. It should be a really good basketball game on Wednesday night.
And I would say this and Temple 8-9 years ago, probably the biggest name school to come to TU Arena.
Yeah, I would agree. I said UMass is, a couple things. One, they've been to a Final Four, and Frank Martin's, took South Carolina to a Final Four. So it's, we'd love to get, I know sometimes people say more games at home. I think our administration is really trying to get more games at home. One of the things that has to happen, we've got to get the other team to actually agree to come home. So anyone watching, if you can get someone to come in, let us know. We'll be happy to follow and get a home game here. It'd be great.
But you see, just this past weekend, Auburn loses at App State. And even though it was a home game, John Calipari says he's looking at film of UNCW before they played, and he's saying to himself, why did we schedule these guys? So a lot of these schools that are so-called higher level, they don't want to play schools like Towson or UNCW because it could be disastrous.
Well, unbelievable win for UNCW. That's to go in on the road and win that. I think the Bruce Pearl deserves a lot of credit at Auburn to go play a true road game at App State. I'm not sure how many more true road games he'll play after the after the result. So that stuff sounds good till you go, and then I'll tell you a quick story. When I was first hired here, we got Temple to come in and play, and I was fortunate to work for Coach Dixon Jamie Dixon at Pitt, and we called him up. We put him on speakerphone. Mike Waddell was our AD, and he listened. And Coach Dixon said, "I'd give up my firstborn before I played a road game." And those teams don't have to do that. So if you can get one, great. It's usually why we've tried to play some neutral games. It's kind of your best shot. But we're excited to get UMass in here, and we'd love to get some other Atlantic 10 series going again, like with Mason and GW and LaSalle and St. Joe's, all really good teams. Richmond, we would love to play home and homes with those teams.
All right, and then Saturday, you travel to Catonsville to take on UMBC. They are 5-5 as we speak. Again, another team that likes to score the ball. They haven't had a great job rebounding, something maybe you can take advantage of, but another team that could be dangerous.
Well, they're really fast. Jimmy Ferry's doing a good job there. He's an old friend. Actually recruited my brother out of high school to go to Bentley, believe it or not. And they're good. They're fast. They get up tempo.
He didn't want
it's a
you?
road game. He definitely didn't want me. He wouldn't be the coach of UMBC if he wanted me. So it's a local game, right? It's our last game in the Charm City Challenge. It's right down the road, and we need to be ready for that. They're scoring a lot of points. You're on the road. Can you take care of the ball? Can you get back defensively and guard them?
Brown is a tough kid to handle.
He's got really good numbers. What you and I were talking a couple of days before UMass, so I haven't had a chance to study them, but I followed their box scores. I watched their second half of their game against Hampton the other day on Flow Hoops, and they had a really good road win down there.
This Charm City Classic, how do you feel about it here the first year? I mean, it's pretty good. If you win this, I guess you're declared the champion.
Yeah, it's a road game, so we'll be excited to play. It was a great idea. The athletic director at UMBC, Steve Eigenbrot here, and I think the AD at Morgan got together. I think their goal was to get more of the teams to do it. So hopefully that happens. Maybe we can host it here at Towson on a one-day deal or downtown at the arena. But I don't like to judge because every team has different needs with scheduling. They have home games. Their philosophy might be to play some non-Division ones. Might be to go get bought. So it's really, scheduling is hard for people. So I think everyone has a different need and philosophy. But we're happy to play any home and homes with any of the local schools. We've done that over the years, and we're happy to keep that going if it fits.
I guess this time of the year it gets difficult because everybody's got finals at different times, so you need time off at different times. Does that play into it?
Yeah, I think sometimes it can. For us, we need practice, so we want to have as much practice as possible. We got a handful of games left before the league starts on January the 4th, and that's really what we're kind of aiming for.
All right, well, the Tigers and UMass Wednesday night, 7 o'clock at TU Arena. We hope everybody can come on out. If not, Jimmy Patsos and I will have it for you on Monumental Sports, Flow Sports, and TowsonTigers.com.
Pretty good. That's a lot. I remember when we used to be on handheld cards. Now we're on multiple networks and everything else. That's pretty cool.
So, for the head coach of the Tigers, Pat Scarry, I'm Spiro Marikas. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Tiger Men's Basketball Report.